Hello Blender folks, welcome and welcome back to the Synovs. So this is a different time that I stream, weekend Saturday in the beginning of the afternoon, yeah, so at least in my place. So I'm gonna try this as like a different approach. Let's see what happens. I had to change some stuff anyways, and Saturday is incredibly, I don't know why it seems to be better for streaming than Sundays and even than Fridays. So so something I'm been doing wrong, or it's just how it is. It's like the seasons, so it should respect that. Okay, so folks, here last thing I did with start time was to make this auto IQ option, right? So we're gonna make the wave paint for this. We just need to improve a little here the basement of this ear. I think the waves are not so good. Yeah, this could be improved with just this bone and this bone. Yeah, then I improve that. Then we're gonna also go back to the fingers. Oh no, before that, the fingers, the last thing that I'm gonna wave here. I want to make some extra spring bones, yeah, deform helper bones, we could say. They're part of the base skeleton. This is conceptual, whether you wanna call them deform bones for the base skeleton or deform bones for like helper bones, like that, like the boobs, like or breasts, like the tail even. So it will depend, it's conceptual. So I'm gonna make, I have the ears, just need to wave paint. We're gonna make some bones for the cheeks. This is experimental physics. I think this will be weird, but it could work. It probably would be better than what I did for the eyelash, which was not really good. It's more difficult actually to get anything good for that. You have to probably have very big eyelashes, very big. I mean, like something like here, that, like in order for physics to work, to have some usefulness. So, but the cheeks, yeah, there's a lot of flesh here, so maybe that can be useful. We're gonna make this very stiff anyway, so it will be like a limbs, spring bones, like for this. Yeah, for every part of there is muscle, flesh, so hanging because of gravity. We're gonna do this. Yeah, maybe not for the torso, but yeah, some other limbs. Okay, so then buttocks is the gluteus, right? So there's prominent flesh and muscle there that can be used in advantageous ways. All right, and here we don't have the hair. Yeah, unfortunately. So let's continue the wave paint here. The wave paint, yeah, the wave paint. We gotta go here. Let's turn off. Let's turn off simplify, so you can. Oh, you see that some mesh here seems to be a little weird. Oh, it can make small adjustment in the curvature here. Seems a little strange, so we're gonna make some small mesh adjustment. This won't change much, right? It's just an overall aspect where I'm playing the timeline. Okay, just minimum detail. This you can maybe reduce here. This part is very confusing because what I did with these faces here regarding the topology is like it's not the point in geometry is here, but in mesh topology the tip of the ear is actually here. So this is possibly a bad idea. It's confusing, but it works. Yeah, okay. Okay, it doesn't prevent us to make the thing work. Maybe this is a bit okay. Now it seems good. So let's continue here the wave paint. So we need we're gonna isolate some So what is not working very well here, or that I dislike, basically this one is fine. This one is fine except maybe for the bases. Yeah, so it could be improved. We're gonna make some masking here and try to... Yeah, I'd like to have a better face loop here, but it's not the case. It's how I've been doing this topology, and okay, I'll try this, or this. All right, so we have this Shift H to prevent any stupid mistakes of wave painting something very different. That will be totally brutal. So we gonna waste of time, right? So better prevent this. Yeah, so I believe this one. Yeah, there you see, there's very. They don't have enough geometry here, geometry density to. But this is working a little better. Yeah, so. Oops. Going back in time. Yeah, now this seems to be bending a little. Yeah, so maybe we probably need strong waves here. And I'm not using auto normalize because I usually don't use it. It can be good, as I think, in my opinion, it's good in very specific case, and when, well, depends on the workflow you have for wave painting. It's a conceptual thing, how you conceive the wave painting, because these are non-normalized waves, the colors, although in terms of the ratios it is normalized anyways internally by Blender. So I think I will need indeed to have this. Let's steal some waves here, but very low, just so that there's a bit more smoothness about the, because there's just not enough geometry. Yeah, so then here maybe, let's see, if I smooth here, maybe we get something that is not so harsh. Yeah, it's smoothing in the direction of. Alright, so this may be too hard actually, and gonna reduce to something like that. I think it was bad. It was causing some too harsh deforms. Okay, so I believe this for the middle bone should be done. I'm doing this very carefully because oh yeah, see how much lag it takes to process this. Apparently I've learned that Vulkan, at least in Blender 4.5, would improve this hugely, but this in Blender 4.5. I don't 4.5.0. I don't have, and beyond, I don't have Vulkan right now. Let's see if I'm gonna save. Apparently the way to swap this, we need to go into preference, and we need to go to interface, and then now system, Vulkan. This cycles right now is not for backend, so Vulkan experimental. It seems to be stable. Then we need to save, and we need to quit Blender. It will be fast. We're gonna reopen Blender. Well, I think it's Vulkan. It's taking time to update. Okay, so you got here. And let's see, I with the simplified turn off, right? So we have all the waves there. And it is different. It's stepped. Yeah, it is stepped in my computer. It responds quicker, but it's stepped. Or it seems to, yeah, it's different, but it's even worse in this case. So maybe it's because it's experimental. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna, yeah, so yeah, maybe, yeah, the auto, there's only that. So this was not good. I hope this will be better in Blender 4.5, otherwise this will be an always concern here. Do I need to save the file? Yeah, let's save the file as well. Let's reopen. So let's just verify. Okay, this is OpenGL. Yeah, actually it's the same. I think this is even worse actually. I wasn't familiar with, okay, because it's so bad that it doesn't even worth playing with it too much. Okay, so here we seems to have, okay, results, yes, disbasement. Oh yes, yes, I see that. Maybe we should wave. Yeah, we possibly can improve these waves here. Okay, I think this is good. Looks good. Yeah, looks good enough. This is a shape that I don't have too much experience with, but oh yeah, so what about this part? It's really suffering because we might need another joint there, right? Yeah, might need some. I see. Okay, so we're gonna improve this in a, not like this. We're gonna make what I wanted to have. It's just an extra face loop, edge loop. And then here we're gonna yeah, so actually V at last, V merge at last, V don't merge, and so just FF GG. Now we're gonna pull these things up. We're gonna redistribute this mesh a little. This could be a little bad for the position, not of the vertex waves, but of the vertex, the waves of the wave plane, but for the position of the bones in relation to those vertices. So I might have to make some refinements. Yeah, I have proportional editing. Okay, this can be bad for the character design, but what we're doing is that we're trying to give some threshold of smoother deformable geometry. Yeah, just so one area that will be a bit more stable, right? This one, and this one will be even more stable. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to approach this way. Yeah, and so this should solve some of the challenge with this. With this thing. Okay, we're gonna also smooth here. All right, gonna save because I'm confident this should be beneficial. Okay, so this is the basal bone. You see that for the mid bone we want to take off the most stable one, and here we gonna try to, I think it's too strong, but oh yeah, maybe we can also do this. Yeah, and then we go again. This will probably reduce. Yeah, it's reducing, but very, very subtle. Well, it depends on the waves which are there. Okay, so this for the middle one seems fine, and then for the now this is where we gonna make some difference. Yeah, so we might not want to deform these ones. Now you have a, we could keep this, but I think this will be not, I don't think this will be very advantageous. So we're gonna make this stiffer. The base shouldn't also be very strong in here because this is very close. We're gonna try something here. Oh, the base has influence, a lot of influence in up. This is wrong because it doesn't need that. This is the department of the other. The other bones already parented to it, so it's like you're doing not double deforms, but it's like it's carrying them and it's also influencing them. So this is, it's redundant. Redundant. It's not very good. We're gonna have to smooth here. Yeah, this seems more likely. And see, it's carrying the others anyway. It doesn't need those waves. And now is we're gonna try to smooth here. to little avail. Shift X, I'm stealing the waves from this, right? Alright, but you see, the advantage here now is that it's not carving the head in a horrible way. Maybe I have to do something about these waves here. This is too strong. Let's reduce to... Actually, this... Okay, there is something else here that I forgot. Okay. Here we can have a little stronger. Yeah, but not... There will be like the same here. So we're gonna... Using the mix, so that's confirm that this is the this amount of waves that I'm getting for this painting on here, depending on how much I push the string here. It's not automatic. Yeah, it's because of my fall off. This smooth is not constant. Yeah, so to do more analytic. Oh, I should be doing that, right? I should be using constant for analytic developments on the waves. Okay, and so here we're gonna try to smooth this. So despite smoothing, this doesn't seem to be helping too much, so we're gonna do manually here. Yeah, alright, then for this one, this could be a bit dangerous, so we're gonna reduce, and this we're gonna reduce even more. Yeah. And then blur, we're gonna try to rearrange those things. Let's see. Okay, that seems... Yeah. There's still problems. But you know, that should be good enough for the most part. This was the bone of the right side. Let's sew it. Not... I see. The head bone is missing. Because I added some geometry. It is possible that the head bone is lacking. Yeah, it's very incorrect in some regions here. Yeah, so you gotta reinforce. Not for the back, but for... Well, this is okay. Here you see there seem to be some mistakes. The head should have more waves into this. Alright. So So let's do it. This is kind of I don't like this, but for maybe it relates to the head, so it might be. It's because this thing deforms like. Okay, so this is a little better, but it's still dangerous in here, right? So it's something about the deformation, of course. Maybe this is too, yeah, with too much waves for the medium here. Gonna take off all this range here. It's stealing waves, right, from the base. This one, right? So this is the intermediate ear bone. It should more have influence on this. Yeah, it seems like yeah, okay, after I hate this when they doesn't respond correctly. Okay, we have something here. Now you see, so it's not, it's a little better. Okay, I'm done with. Let's go for another part. So I can go directly for the, gonna add all the bones, the proposition bones for this, right? So I'm gonna pick this and this, Shift D. Actually, let's make this a highlighter some while I'm not doing this. It's like the duplicating symmetric bones. New parts of the body rig. Yeah, so why this is important? Because there are different workflows for this, and this is kind of tricky because if you have the symmetrize x-axis mirror option enabled, then something's very weird can happen. So here's the way I do this after lot of time to dealing with the same thing. So you pick the bones you want. So I could pick some that don't have left and right. I want to have some bones for, yeah, the idea was that I would pick these two because I'm using the logic of Blender. So it starts like this, and then it start, if there's a sequence, then it's this. So you're gonna pick two, Shift D, then okay, then I'm gonna select both here, then use the select. There's different ways to do that, but select mirror. Select mirror, for me it's Shift Alt X, but then it's swap for the other side, which is not good. So there's select mirror, this adjust last region, last operation region, extend, turn this off, and now whenever I pick this and do the select mirror, it keeps it centered. You'd have to re-enable this every time you open Blender. Okay, now I have this, and now Control F2. Oops, not this. Control F2. This was Control F1. The window for the console window, something like that. You check for dependency cycles there. So here the B for bones. Find and replace, or just no, not strip character in this case because this is perfect. So just find replace. So instead of ear, I just call this Oh, there's a problem. Yeah, because they have duplicated, they messed up this. So this is not a problem. So instead of ear, we call this, for example, upper arm. And then I'm gonna add something just to fix the digits in the end, because it's not about the left and right. It is just the last section of the numbers, right? Because right now it's, yeah, you can't see how it is right now, but you see that this now is upper. If I went back in time, this will be the state. You see, this is very bad. 003, 004. So let's go. Okay. So now, because I forgot that actually in my setup, according to what I have to fix here, yeah, nothing here requires 2 bones, apparently. Yeah, nothing, only the hair, but I don't have, so I can prepare this for the hair, actually, hair strands, but it will be useless, right? So I'm gonna just, so if I were to, yeah, let's align that. So I can pick this with the active element, right? Or individual elements on the good, right? So on, I'm gonna move them to, I don't know, let's try the, so I need a bone that would be aligned correctly. I don't have one, so I will just add a bone here, rotate along the, yeah, reset the roll, so like this, and then pick this bone and this bone. I'm using this so it will affect the other side. Actually, this, and this, and then Control 8, so it's aligned to active. It's a transform, align bones, right? And this I delete. And now I can totally place this from this stance. We also are gonna, we don't need this one, yeah, probably this is not necessary. So this will be not for the upper arm. I'm gonna Shift Alt X. Well, we already have this. Let's duplicate this, and so we can reuse it for later, right? We're gonna take advantage of this thing here, right? So this will be these two. Find replace ear instead of, yeah, ear. No, it's actually instead of upper, boom. So it's already keeps the left and right, and that's what we did. So here we, for this model, so what we need here, usually it's some sort of specific orientation. And if we get, yeah, it is straight, it is not falling, but this is really, yeah, this is how we do this. It's really, maybe we don't want it inside, we want it to respect the geometry a little. So this is why this, we might want to have it aligned with the plate here of the, yeah. And still, anyways, there will be I would rather get this to roll to the positive, yeah. So just like, or actually, because of the orientation that we have here from the design, probably like this, right? So we can also pick this and maybe set this there. We can also, yeah, so another thing, we could pick this and we could try to place it exactly. Okay, this is more likely, right? Maybe this is too far away, but it's just a bone, it is invisible, so I think this will be good enough. So you see, because I've placed it exactly with the faces here and not this. I think it's safe that it will interpolate somewhere. Yeah, it is in relation to the planes here of the what would be the chest, right? That's the rib cage. That seems that this bone will not be too much inside, if it's ever a bit inside for some parts. So that means that this should for a wave that sounds good. Also, I forgot that maybe the position of the bones now for the ears are a bit messed up in relation to the waves here of the ear. So I'm gonna just quick check. Okay, this seems plausible. This one seems to have a bit too much waves in the bottom, but we already took off a lot from it, right? With the blur, maybe it might be feasible. So yeah, and this is correct. Okay, no, nothing more here. So now to wave paint this with just one bone, maybe it could benefit from more. Let's just maybe get this, expand this with Control Numpad plus, and then we gotta have here this, and yeah, I don't need to select the armature, just the mesh in this Blender 4.4.3, and then we can 1 for that mask we've made. So here we can start with maximum waves. Now I've got a problem with the bone. 1 to swap bone, 1 again to go back to face mask option. Then we click something here. Something is deforming. No, it's just it's just the mesh triangulation. It's not a problem because we have the subdivision surface modifier. I think it's fixed. That's okay. So to fix this artifact, this bug, we just click here. So oops. Then we go back here. No, we go back here. Control, and then we wave. Now, okay, it seems to have. I have it restrict again. Yeah, I have the restrict. So there we go. So this works. This is probably very stupid to do. There's a better way, of course. We the Alt Shift X also would invert the bone. But this is very stupid because we have to do anyways. This is vertex by vertex, so this is a bit annoying because we cannot select an edge loop with this tool. I don't know how. I think it's not possible. It's just face loops. So we're gonna start to take off. Yeah, very small waves here because I think this is very risky. Then that it starts to change the torso. Here we can start to grow a little more. This is safer. So make the gradation. If we want, we can use the smooth also. And for the tip, the nipple, well, it's already the nipple depend, but we just want a little more, not too much, so otherwise it will be wild. So this is of course not working sufficiently, right? It's not any good. I don't know what I did wrong here. Maybe the waves are too strong, right? We probably need to, because I don't have other helper bones here. No, there seems to be. Okay, so this wave paint layering here, see, maybe it's not necessary. So we're gonna, it might be the culprit actually. So this is a good reason why we would do this. And now take off. No, just like 0.2, right? So Oops, not this. And just for the bases, let's just some bases. And yeah, maybe we want a different influence under boob or upper boob, whatever. So then, okay, let's test. Okay, this is much better, right? So I think this can work. And it's not even have doesn't even have the, yeah, it can move too much, right? But so here you can, it doesn't even have the subdivision surface modifier, which would be impossible to pose in my computer here. So anyways, we can decide if we want, what will be the logic here? More waves, what we do with this part, right? Do we want to have less or more? So here we could make some tests, right? So currently we have this. What if we augment? Yeah, looks like we could augment for these ones on the basement, the bottom part, and same, maybe we can improve this, which could, it's risky. Maybe here we just smooth this one, so the interpolation. Yeah, this part is still bad, but we're gonna, here you see there's some reinforcement of these waves, very subtle. So you see, I don't want to touch all this other part there, although we could do this. Yeah, okay, let's I don't like this, but maybe we could have supportive bones for this, right? This is would be, I use another bone for this. So you're just seeing what we can, if this, yeah, see, this, all these waves don't seem very relevant, so I'm just gonna take off here, and this on the bottom, yeah, this is too dangerous. It's already deformed. It does, we do have a different setup for this, or will have, so that seems sufficient for that. So this will be a spring bone. Yeah, so we probably need some classification for them, because let me see, they are not just deformed bones. Also, let's change their colors, right? We're gonna give them a this one, so they are physics bones. So same for this. You can find other colors good for this. Yeah, actually there is another color that could work for them. For these eyes, I just got an idea here. Let this be this one. Yeah. Okay, so all these are physics bones, spring physics bones, which are also the same time deformed bones. Usually they are deformed bones. They stack functionalities. So here we, what do I do? Yes, I would like to change their, yeah, let's strip characters for this. Yeah, the two of them. We're gonna place it exactly here, align it with this. We're gonna use the normal GY. Well, we could, instead of doing this, we could use the medium point, I think. Yeah, so but this might not be good, because see, if the bone use physics, it will do from from here. It's not exactly what we want, so it also, the alignment of the bone might not make too much sense here. You see that this will create an arc of deform. Why should it be like this and not in any other orientation? It's sort of mind bugging, right? Maybe should it be like hanging like that? But what if the character is on a different position, right? So oh yes, this bone relative to gravity. I never done this, so unless we make the physics from the head, but I think this is a wiggle to a done feature, not a okay, I could have it as a mechanism bone. Wait, if I yeah, the effect will be on the tail. I was thinking. Well, this will be like the most obvious thing, right? Let's parent it to the upper arm. And also its positioning for flesh. Really, this I need to check how they I've seen some tutorial with this with cloth physics, I think. Streaming, hello, yeah, early, yeah, welcome Master Smith, how are you doing? Yeah, so this is just a special hour time I'm testing in this time of Saturday. Usually it would be always the same 7 p.m. but which here we call 19 hours, hour 19 of the day, which has 24 hours, so 7 p.m. But we changed that, so trying to make some tests here with the stream and see if things change a little. I'm experimenting with the time schedules, making subtle change along the weeks to see investigation, right? To see what can work better for my own schedule organization and for the so the guy that made the tutorial, he used a cube object for the physics, so it doesn't have the same problem of orientation of the bone. All right, yeah. Let's try this. I think this is kind of weird, but it does the job, right? So the problem is that we need to push it towards the gravity, so it will be hanging, right? So we're gonna do this, right? And then we're gonna shift D, gonna do the same here, so it'll be based on the align. We'll do this based on the flash that we see, right? This we're gonna parent here. then we're gonna G X in this case, using the normal, right? Scale here, we're gonna, yeah, something like this. So then we're gonna Shift Alt X here, Control F2, strip characters, yes, first of all, then it's just one bone, then we're gonna get, instead of upper, lower arm, yeah. Oh, actually, we need to change this, right? So there's I could call this like this, right? Not too bad, not too bad. So we have like def, we have the helper, and we have the physics, which beyond the helper. Okay, that sounds good. Oh, but we need to take off. We need to take off this strip character. No, it's find replace def by nothing. Good. Gonna do the same here. No, we're gonna do different. We're gonna, okay, for all these bones here, if they have Ctrl F2, if they have def, we change by help. Physics. Could be spring, right? Yeah, actually, spring and wiggle, because, oh no, they would be physics anyways. Yeah, it doesn't matter. We could stack the functionalities of the wiggle to a DOM on themselves. Totally. So just physics, yeah. Then here, still something wrong. So instead of upper, we're gonna do upper arm, and this lower arm. Okay. No, this for the limbs are fine. Then we can probably, since they get already this setup, we're gonna duplicate. We're gonna align here. We're gonna align here. Select the entire bone by the body, not by the single joint. Then we're gonna place it there. They can be bigger. This is also, the tail is also a wiggle, so forgot. Okay, L, Ctrl F2, instead of def, physics, there we go. And this will help because in these versions of Blender, the wave paint will be organized, the vertex groups, right? We have this and sort by name. If you don't have, we can stack both. They are a bit tricky to handle, but then we alphabetic order. So you see manager, modifier vertex group, managerial vertex groups, typical default vertex group. Gonna change this. I don't like these nomenclatures of the VRM. I think this is not possible. So the physics bones. Then if you have helper bones, yeah, this is why we need the depth. So okay, we're gonna pick all the bones here that with this color, and all the bones with this color, and all the bones with this color. Oh, I need to extend, yeah, this too. Okay, all again. Maybe, yeah, this, all the bones with this color. I think now this is done. So Ctrl F2. So set name new, prefix def. So these are the base skeleton. We could do some management here. So now let's see the, right, def, managerial, def, physics, and you see if I have helper bones, that it will help HLP I do, so they would be in between here. So, and that would be a good thing for manager. And I'm using this, and I'm using, if you're sort by name, you don't need to sort by name if you, yeah, only if you have this, then you mess up. But this recorded, so even doing this, it doesn't, you see, it doesn't fix the setup you've let before. So you need to, even if you don't see the change here, sort by name, now it's sort by name anyways. So that's it. So this is let's make a just another one of those highlight, but please look before. So this is like what's the name? So naming, organizing the bones, the deformed bones, names for vertex groups panel, or alphabetic sorting. Yeah, in the lack of adequate feature for them. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna reorganize later. Anyway, so we got here, and this is how I've been doing. Figure out that we could do this, and so it makes life easier to organize the vertex group. So now we have still to adjust this. Here we're gonna use the same. It's not totally necessary, but yeah, we can copy to selected, right? Both, yeah, that's it. No, yeah, it's not copy to selected. There we go. It's X and Z, so it, otherwise it gets flat bone, just like something like that. So move here and here. So here it's same idea. Where do we normal, right? So we can GY. It is aligned, right? Control A. Here I think this could be about here. Yeah, this makes sense. Okay, the positioning in certain sense it's visual. It's more about the visual organization, but it matters. But it's weird. Yeah, so here we forgot GZ. Let's make some adjustments here. Yeah, that okay. And for this, well, there is flash on front and the bottom, so this will be a bit weird. So we're gonna just, so here I don't know, I'm just gonna leave it behind, and then GY scale, something about yeah, whatever this, and then anything else? No, that's just it. So oh yeah, the name, right? So we're gonna strip them now because they still, no, they have unique names, so we'll have to first change their individual stuff before addressing the strip. So actually we're gonna get the strip from here. This will memorize the action. So instead of arm, yeah, upper arm, I prefer to, it's not set name also, it's Let's find replace tie, and oh yeah, this is also has an older convention. I don't care about that right now. It's not necessarily a convention, it's just how VRM format skeleton gave us. So here's the skull, lower arm, and we got shin. Yeah, there we go. What remains? Oh yeah, there's the cheek, the buttocks. Yeah, so we can, for the buttocks you can just pick this, Ctrl F2. So instead of boob we call this gluteus, gluteus maximus, gluteus medium. No, this is for muscle. Gluteus, just gluteus. And not buttocks, because then you have to call, well, could call butt cheek left and right, right? Buttock left and right is as weird as hip left and right, but I use hip left and right, yeah. So just this, we're gonna have to Alt F this, flip. It's not a problem because we because they don't have yeah, they lost the parenting. Their parenting, I think, will be here. Yeah, we need to fix the parenting, so make sure you have this thing on. X-axis mirror for edit mode of the armature object. Then this seems correct, oh yeah, we didn't parent here, so probably this is just here. And the tail, yeah, it's weirdly here, but that is because of the rig here. That doesn't help. I think we need to do that. Usually I'd parent to this, but yeah. So here we need to sort of find a good position for this. And rotate along the z-axis. This could be good enough, yeah. And it could be straight, just as the right. Well, there is some. Oh yeah, this is not good. Okay, let's use this orientation. Okay, then we could also count with some orientation here. Yeah. More? No, this is good enough. Okay, so also, should that go inward like that? Yeah, this will determine the arc somehow, or not. I don't know. I think it's very, even if you do this, it won't do any difference, because it's the waves, right? Is the position of the vertices, the pivoting point. This is for mechanism bones or control rig that you want the things. So it doesn't. You can do a lot of things with the deformed bone. It doesn't matter so much. Also, for the skinning method, it's not about the Bruno Field. Welcome, bro. How you doing? Glad to see you. So we got here this one. It's already named, so we need to wave paint those things. We already got this one. We got this. We got the tail, and we now, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are very simple. Let's start with the simplest ones first. I never did this kind of bone physics. I think we could use like no, not like that. Okay, the bug is again here with us. The bug is haunting us. No, it's not. Ah, so maybe the bug is an illusion. No, it can't be. Because you see, it paints the other side. I have this bone selected. Oh, so the bug is different. Actually, it's... yeah. You see, but this is select for whatever reason. It just generated the wave and it goes to the other opposite side, right? But it's not messed up. Yeah, it's weird, but... okay, this needs a quick it's a bug report, right? It's a weird thing that is very confusing. And where's the bug? I'm looking in the chat here. Okay, found the bug report. This look right before, and this is like the bug wave paint mirror is different. Okay, then I thought I haven't reorganized this thing later, but this will help me find and then provide additional resource for the authors, the developers, when I make the report. Okay, so here we're gonna change this physics. We don't want it to steal madly the waves from the to follow up, right? So it doesn't matter. Yeah, it matters. We don't want to have this, right? But it's parented, so in principle we just want some safe waves for this, right? And it will be more about something like this, right? Yeah, maybe blur here. Yeah, that seems feasible. Maybe a little here too. Not so much in the front. It's gonna start to get weird, right? So the front, it's stiffer. I need to make Blender understand that. It's the calf region, right? Too strong in the lower bones, right? It's interesting effect, right? But it's but it's not optimal, right? We gonna take off some waves here. Okay. Yeah, much better, right? This is too much. I don't think I want to go down there. I think it doesn't make too much sense. The flesh is start of end, so it's more about here, the muscles and the flesh here. This is a yes. So there we go. And here also too much motion on top here. Shift X. Yeah, so take off this thing. Here maybe it's a little too much, right? So gonna change to maybe about here, and same here. The other thing in the top, I think it's not good to and this, yeah, it's a very little, so we're gonna keep this very little, and that should be it. Okay, what is this amount? This is like 0.3, right? There we go. So that should be good. Oh, that's very good, very good. Although I'm not sure this is gonna work, so it should work. So this is like this look right before. So it's like the shin calf, spring bone, spring physics bone wave painting of the, yeah, wave painting. Yeah, so this can be interesting to record, to register. Yeah, so here we got, at some point I'm gonna make a list with all these links that I've made in the chat. I'll add this to a big, yeah, I could add to my repository of, yeah, the rigging guide. Yeah, why not? All these that are, I could place them, yeah, there, so they can be listed and accessed from a single thing. So if there's any topic of interest, you don't, no one, even not myself, will need to navigate in each video to see what they contain. So this is a good start. Okay, that's for this one. So it will be, so this can be dangerous if we don't pay attention to this this stuff, right? So let's try to isolate some. Yeah, let's try to isolate some geometry here for this one. And yeah, the idea is about that, right? So it's more on the back then, okay, there we go. It was not the bug that I thought. It is different. It's, I think it's it's not necessarily a bug, it's an inconsistency that cause really weird Okay, so I'm doing this just so that to start with something, right? As a starting point, right? But I know that this will be bad. Possibly we can have some I know there's zero wave below, so it's why this blurring is taking off. Yeah, this is the too weak blurring. I need to take off way more than that. Yeah, this is a bit dangerous because not that, yeah, it's probably gonna make things way more complicated, but it can smooth out some motion, so it can be positive. Yeah, I suspect this is too much, but unfortunately, yeah, so we're gonna have to do the also let me take off this from the view. So here we need, see, here is too much. We're gonna start taking off like this. Then this is 0. Yeah, this is too much. So here gonna, okay, there's no vertex here, fine. Here we're gonna look for maybe something about here. Here we could reduce this. This will be, I think, the strongest area. Oh yeah, look at this. We don't want this. This might be too much, so it will be sort of equivalent to this, but lower. And this probably much lower, as we are starting to approach the region of the buttocks and yeah, the joint. So this is very complicated too. We have too much waves here. Yeah, actually, here is too much, right? Is possibly the inverse. I get here, a little more here, and then here we just yeah, we're gonna blur this. So we're gonna pick this. We're gonna try to take off some influence here. As for this, yeah, so having good waves here, apparently it's really complicated, because you need to imagine lots of behaviors here about this. Okay, something like that seems to be here. There's something weird about this part, which I'm not sure what it is. Maybe just a little more waves here, maybe. Yeah, it's very easy to distort the shapes. Also, I'm not even using the subdivision surface modifier. Let's look at it. Yeah, so here we have some issues, but overall it's like we need this to more influence on the, apparently, yeah, I see, yeah. So apparently we need some more influence on the simplify. We need more influence here. I didn't count. Didn't consider this very well. That's interesting. Makes sense. Yeah, we need more. Try to push some stuff here. The side, right? Still not good. It's like we need way more. Is this an exaggeration? Okay, a little better. Yeah, so very interesting. Okay, so I saw some game reference where they do that, but it's physics, right? So you know what you get. So here we got next one. So this is a bit time consuming, right? Kind of challenging. But we're gonna finish that, and after we got all these physics bones, there is the fatidical, or the but this time we're gonna do the right way. We got the cards now. Well, no, this is too late. I've already made most analytical things. Okay, let's we're gonna just fasten up the fingers, then complete the hand now, and then maybe we can start to edit the spring bones, folks. But I'll need a break in between that. So let's just try to complete these ones. Okay, we need a mask first. So something about here should do. Even here, okay. Then we get here. We can again start with this. Yeah, and you have to swap the bone again to get it correct. So this one should be simple. We're gonna reduce here, then start to do I don't know, some waves around here. Maybe very low waves on this, on the edge here. Here I'm not sure. Yeah, let's use this threshold here. It's very bad, the shapes that I have on top of the, unfortunately for this character design. And then here, let's see. Yes, we probably want some stronger waves here. Not too much. Maybe a little more. Yeah, so here it's not very clear. Yeah, just augment this around. Well, this could be just blurring, right? We're gonna blur here, and oh yeah, there's this extra verts. They don't loop all around, so this could lead to some issues that the mesh start to desynchronize, but you see there, it's not good. But it can cause an interesting effect. Also, it's not necessarily bad, and also we are not here in the. It works, right? So it's like a. This thing could be good for visuals. It's not, but this is because of the mesh topology. Yeah, I think, or maybe not. It's because of the bone orientation. So I don't know. This seems to be good enough. Okay, I'm getting used to this. Let's continue here, and the last one, folks, for the physics. the wannabe physics, because I never tried this with yeah, I forgot the simplify. Okay, we need to isolate this. Okay, we can work with that. The problem is that we don't want the mask, because then we cannot swap bones easily. It's very annoying. Okay, so full loop here. Then the most important part, I think, is the... So okay, then we do some blurring here. This is too much, right? Ah, there we don't want this. Okay. Now the bottom of the hand is here. So this thing will be flasher. Here we're gonna just reduce. Something like that. And yeah, so something like gradual. Ah, I was... No, this was... Wait, what? I was... Okay, so... How you do that? So you need to duplicate and you're gonna call it lower arm. And the problem is that it inherited these waves, right? So I'm gonna show you. You see, it has these waves, so mask, paint mask. No, actually, L, where's the paint mask? No. Paint mask. Wait, why it's not working? Okay, here's working, but okay, L. And yeah, waves, Control X, set wave to 0 and take off the mask. Yes, also almost forgot, we also need to, so mask, invert the mask. No, we have a make manual selections here. That, yeah, so we're gonna, yeah, expand this. No, we can't. Just this and set wave. So now the upper arm is okay. This don't have waves here, and this stopped having waves here. Yeah, this we fixed first. Let's check, just in case there's some. All right, so what about the deforms? Two strong waves in the near the wrist, right? And looks like that we deleted some. Yeah, so here we're gonna do manually. We are lacking some support here, so I think what I'm gonna try to do something like this. Okay, we're gonna make very low waves here, because this could be very dangerous. And here we're gonna also have this lowered, waves lowered, and just to attempt some just in order to attempt some stability. Could be the same for the other side, but no, this I think is just for the we're gonna make absolutely very small waves here. So we're gonna make this very stable, but they still wanna be dragged by the bone. So you have a synchronization between these verses. It won't be so ugly. Yeah. And the base seems to be fine, although because of the lack of geometry here, geometry density, we don't have too much things to do, but we could make another. No, I don't want to invade these things. I've not been doing this, so I'm gonna leave like that. If I really need to do something about this physics better, then I would add a face loop here, edge loop. But this low poly most some sort of medium low poly, so we are not gonna mess up with adding this unless it's absolutely necessary. Okay, so now we got this thing. This is the bending, very cool, right? No helper bone here. Well, that's just some problem, right? But this usually is not so easy to get. Like, I don't know what the hell this I did here, but this is actually good. It's probably something about the topology. This is, no, ignore this, because actually it's bending well on both directions. You see, no, not so well. You see the problems there. Yeah, it's our most subdivisions on this side, right? This seems to be doing a good job. Yeah, volume loss here, you see, on both sides, up and down. So anyways, no helper bone here, but the result is good. About the twisting, this is probably not good. Yeah, it's like 30% good, but it's very creepy. So we got to, in the VRM, I don't have motion leap. I don't have anything to motion capture this the arms in VC phase, so it's dead. There's nothing to do for VRM for this. It's not really necessary that I do anything, but I want to complete the waves, right? So you see, this was done with auto waves, and it sort of is working very well with this new mesh topology. We can use some features here. Why not? Right? It's not in the schedule. So no, let's not mess up with this. Just for full posing, we could use some inverse kinematics panel settings, right? But we need to. That's really good, right? It's I think this mesh topology is actually very advantageous for organic rigging of the fingers. So I think I'm gonna transfer it to my characters, like the template mesh topology of the hands. It's a little more amount of mesh geometry, but the results are quite good in whichever I've tested. We're using this approach, right? This one, collapsible mesh with these trigons. I know recently that we can even do this. I've discovered that this also works, but I'm not gonna make it right now. There's something weird about this. The positioning of this. Yeah, it's just that I messed up the. It's very weird. So I don't know where they should be. This all displays. Oh, I see. I think that they were all pushed backwards, and then this thing got very tiny in relation to this joint. Yeah. Like it'll be hard to fix right now. And I might be changing the position of the for the bones, right? So it's too risky right now to adjust this blindly, and it is working, right? The cool thing about mesh topology is that if you have the set mesh topology, you can wave paint correctly, and then it doesn't matter if the geometry is messed up, the mesh geometry is messed up, the shapes, the positioning of the vertices. What matters is that if the waves are correct or good for the ideal project, then you can just assign waves to those vertices nonetheless, and then just reshape the thing the way it should be, and then in the end you have the correct rigging. So that means that I don't need to care about adjusting the geometry right now, the shapes. I can just adjust the waves. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna isolate here these faces. And so so my last investigation when I was wave painting this indicates that this that I've done analytically, it's resembles very much the auto waves. So it's something about this, something in between this that we need to reproduce here and there. And so we'll be attempting this to visualize what we can do about this. Yeah, I would like to make everything analytic, but this is like not a primordial fundamental project. Yeah, let's just it's too time consuming and annoying to be thinking on all that on every phalanx. I don't know how to reproduce the waves from... Oh, there's a way. We could we could transfer waves from proxy mesh. Like if I have one perfect finger, I think this is worth doing, because this is, you see, this topology has too many tricks. So I just need one finger of this. This one is very messed up. Although it works, it's very weird. This one is... I was going into the right direction. I will not perfect it more than that. So we're gonna just want to address this madness here in relation to this. So here we're gonna use the fall off finally constant, so I don't need to be clicking multiple times. It is strength, maximum strength, so it's just getting the waves properly. So here we got what we got. It's a 1. Yeah, I need the 3 bones, right? They are very large bones. This doesn't work on wave paint mode. We need to go on here. L, Shift H. Okay, got this. So Let's start from the start. So this is 1. And this will just drive me mad, right? Let's take this off for now. The fall off is not working. Oh, it haven't changed. Okay, constant. Years doing that. I should have remembered. Okay, is that I rarely edit these things. Okay, so here it's maximum waves along this. Yeah, so it's maximum waves along this, and that indicates that probably here it's the same thing here. Yeah. Also, let's mask. Okay, this is tedious, but this will help a lot. Yeah, so now we can do this. All right. So 1 click, 1 waves. Yeah. All right. So now let's see. Okay, then it starts to get bizarre as we reach for. Here is still 1. On the top. This doesn't matter, I think it's not important. This is okay. Here. And hence the opposite side, they are symmetric. Then we have, now what's happening to this weird shading? It's just some weird shading. Okay, going back after this distraction. So we need the... This actually help. Now this will be annoying because in the way of the... Okay, let's build like whatever we see we can complete, that will do. Okay, like this thing here and here, yeah. End of this triangle, so it's like a matching game. But this way we can easily forget something important. If the colors, we don't visualize them correctly. I might skip something, but in principle that should be sufficient. Could be the same. Yeah, it's the same. Here's this, yeah, it's about the same. Wait, yeah, this is correct, yeah. Oh yeah, another way to do this is to try to know you get one color and one value and try to get it to all the points corresponding to it. Like a memory game. I think it will be this one, right? Yeah. Yuck. So this is still very bad, but yeah, also consider that the geometry is displaced, and we can also get, let's see, for that one, it seems to be good. Yeah, you see that it helps the... And this one is just not working because this one is terrible, right? And it's relative, so if this one is bad, it will destroy this one, but the good work on this one. So I need to fix now this one instead, so we're gonna get... hold on, there is more. I think this is it. Yeah. Now inversely, we can pick from this one, yes. Is the only reference you have for this on the immediate... Yeah, unless we try to use the inversion, like this mirror to here, right? Okay, so we're gonna use this one, so we gotta get... We see that here. We'll extrapolate to here. Okay, at this point I don't need this bone anymore. One thing less to care about. Yeah, so this method is really slow. Okay, let's get the bottom, all the bottom, right? I see, starts to augment. Now this line here, which symmetrized also. Okay, I have this one. I need this, which is the... no, it's not the same. Alright, then... yeah, this is what this other is. Yeah, just this value, fine. Nothing to see here. Okay, next row in high level, it will be this, which we already have here. So continue. Here's the same. What is this one? Yeah, the same here. Then this is all the same. 0.6. And yeah, we did it. 90 degrees rotation. So it's really tough, right? Looks like it's have some variation there, but then as for this part, we're gonna just blur. So you see, analytic wave painting is not stupid. It can be useful, but it's depending on the project. It's just the bad approach. Here I'm doing this because I want to explore this new mesh geometry, right? And I believe that it would be a good idea to do this, just because I needed to get myself a bit familiar with that. And maybe there would be a special, if I was lucky enough, I would find the good patterns. I wasn't able to find the great patterns, but we are not supposed to adjust this with just this, right? It's just too much deforms. But we're getting good deforms here. So now we're gonna go for the next approach. We're gonna transfer the waves from these crazy fingers. So the problem is that a lot of things can go wrong with transfer waves. We cannot really control what will be transferred. So I think I need to do something like this. I will first I want to assess this mesh, because yes, okay, the waves here are more or less the same. Yeah, this is different. We probably would like to have some blurring here, so we're gonna... seems adequate. I don't know what this... probably some... rogue waves. Yeah, this is a problem that we can solve this with helper bones if we want. Just on that direction of rotation, of bending for this finger. So this is not for now. Anyways, I'd have to... yeah, I'm gonna save an iteration here, because this could lead to very disastrous things. So I'm gonna destroy the waves for they will override, right? Okay, so we're gonna make a proxy mesh. We're gonna pick okay, pick all this. Then unfortunately I did it wrongly. We're gonna expand from here, get all we can from here, then maybe take off some accident. We might not need this. Yeah, just leave it alone. Now, okay, let's pick it. It could be beneficial. There we go. And what else? Yeah, maybe this too. Okay. Then we're gonna Shift DP select. So this is our proxy finger, which we'll use to transfer waves. You have to adapt, right? I guess, but oh yeah, there's a problem. It will generate I'll need to be swapping its it doesn't need bones, but it needs vertex groups, right? So we're gonna find whichever is not middle. And we're gonna, for the proxy, yeah, this 001. Well, actually, let's lock. Invert and batch delete. Yeah, we didn't need that. Okay, so just preserve these ones. Of course, we don't want to change. We're gonna ring, right? Ring intermediate. So we're gonna just change these names. No, hold on, what I'm doing. I picked the wrong. Yeah, let's displace it so we don't make mistakes. It doesn't need to retransfer itself here. It doesn't have bones. Well, the bones are the same, but it's not the bones that transfer weight. It's the mesh object, right? So the meshes data. We're gonna, unfortunately, there's no batch rename for this. We're gonna do then again for okay, so we're gonna, the reason I'm renaming is that then I believe it will be able to override. This is tricky, right? We need to scale. Yeah, like this is the weirdness of 3D, I would say. but I think we can, yeah, we probably can do some, we can get it to work. Okay, so ideally, yes, we should, what could we do to, instead of this, right? Yeah, unless like you it would be very weird, but you just model one finger, and then you, after you wave paint it, you duplicate the finger to the rest of the mesh, you reconnect. Yeah, that would be another way, right? You have the perfect wave painting, then, okay, delete the other finger's mesh, and then you copy paste that. But this, it will be, of course you have to readjust the fingers mesh and to each finger, so, but here it's a less destructive method maybe, but it's a bit more annoying, I think. So you're gonna, for other reasons, right? So we're gonna just try to, how do you do that? It's it just have these waves, right? So I'm gonna save here. So you're gonna, it's just a, here, right? Then Control L, copy transformation mesh data, vertex groups, then transfer mesh data here, vertex groups. Yeah, object transforms, I think. This always confuse me. Evaluate source in global space. Yeah, global space. Just as I placed that there, should be the case. An active layer, no, we want by name all layers. Yeah, well, all that is, I don't know, the source. Oh, maybe I'm doing the opposite. Maybe I'm, no, this is this Control L thing is the inverse. Yeah, so it's like that. Very weird. Okay, I don't understand all those panels there for the vertex group, but that should have, in principle, transferred these freaking waves to the problem is that no, it didn't seem to have worked. Okay, so here we're gonna go back. Okay, I was doing this. This thing, so. Okay, there's one way to maybe be sure if this is working or not. I think it wasn't, but it's annoying. It's tricks the mind, so it can trick the mind. So I'm gonna just pick these vertex groups for the index on the real mesh, and we're gonna delete them all, so there's no more waves here. And now we're gonna try to, okay, let's do the other way around. So it's just for the selected bones, right? Not sure this will be like that. We're gonna pick the proxy mesh, then the real mesh, wave paint mode. Then for these bones, I think it's not about bone, transfer waves from selected mesh to active one. Now selected mesh object, right? So it's not about the mesh, but we could still do this, right? Why not? I don't know this will cause any interference, good or bad. Okay, then does this matter? So by name, you see, this is what's weird, right? Because it looks like it's try to get the opposite, right? Transfer the waves from the real mesh to the proxy mesh, because of how this is appearing here. I don't know, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything here. Otherwise, the waves will already be appearing for this bone, so it's not working. Let's try active, and just for the yeah, and this is very bad because you can't find the, so it's the index. Okay, where's the index here? Oh, hold on. Selected. Aha. Destination layer here, yes. By name. But... oh, okay, near face interpolated. Forgot about this. Yeah. And... it's just fucking not working, right? So it's nothing. This thing probably is glitch. Yeah. Add, replace. I don't know. Okay, let's validate. No, nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I don't know. This panel is just. Okay, there's another way that will be the... and I'm afraid that I would be destroying something here, so... there's also the other, right? Maybe there needed to be some waves, but they need to be zeroed out. And when I destroy the waves... okay, so you're gonna just zero them. They exist, but they are... yeah, they exist, but they are empty. Maybe I shouldn't have deleted the waves. We're gonna try another method now. Is the edit data transfer before just after the mirror modifier. Then source the proxy mesh there. Evaluate source in global space, yes. Replace vertex data, vertex groups, nearest face interpolate. Maybe it's not the best one, but for this particular case of matching vertices, but that's okay. Vertex groups, all layers, yes, by name. Then we gonna try now generate data and see if we have transferred. No, not as... oh, need to apply, but that wouldn't have worked anyways. You can set a group of layers, so this is... usually we can see in real time, but we don't see nothing. No. Looks like that we've lost their... no. Okay, it's very weird what's happening here. Okay, I've changed the... I've done a complete messed up with this, with the names here. Maybe sorry it's failed. Okay, let's try. It's creating duplicates. Yeah, great. Distal, intermediate. Okay, this one we can delete. Proximal. Okay, just need. Okay, this should be good. Then we got. I think this is what I was doing wrong. I was. This happening because of this option. Okay, we got. I'm gonna transfer. Let's try again. Sorry about this. No! Look what happened. No, this. What was that? Complete. Okay. Certainly this is not good, right? Okay, so I give up on that. It's just taking too much time. It's not helping. You can test it out. It's just this process is. Yeah, let's just make sure that nothing is broken. I just don't understand those workflows. When you have, you want to transfer not the whole, transferring all the vertex group is easy, sort of, but transferring the specific vertex groups, that is a nightmare. Like, it's not meant for that. Like the thing is broken. What is happening with? We have a vertex here which is very badly positioned. Yeah, I see. It's just this. All right. Maybe smooth this a little. Okay. So we're gonna just wave paint this smooth out in yeah, just go on the reference here. I remember fairly well what it's about. Now I sort of remember, so just gonna do a very fixing some stuff that look weird. Yeah, so is that if anything is looking weird, then we try to fix them. For okay, something very crazy about the individual, global. What's happening here? G. Okay, XX. All right, for some reason. Okay, let's return. So we're gonna do this here. Okay. You know, there are a few things that make me give up on on even doing stream, but that thing of the vertex group, I have tried many times to understand the workflows for that. There's just no tutorial that shows the specific case, so maybe it's just broken tool and should never be used. Someone, yeah, probably required some reporting or some. Possibly it's even broken. It's might be bugged. Yeah, so we have some rogue waves here. Here you can maybe smooth. We don't want these influence rogue waves here. Here is we could discuss, but I think that's enough. You see, we don't have. Here is smoother. According to that other reference, right? Okay, so this one seems to be solved. Okay, we forgot also. Let's do these new ones here. The new technique. Mesh topology technique for rigging. Wait, what happened here? Oh no, it's I see what's happening. It's just displaced, right? So yeah, because all this need to reposition that at some point. Okay, then the only remaining one is here. We're gonna blur doesn't risk the contamination. Right, so this is more or less like this. Then for this one and this one, okay, here we have contamination. I haven't seen that. I'm using the fall off custom. Let's return to the base one, because for this organic part here, this will be better. Yeah, so the extension here, it varies, so I don't know. I'm not sure right now with this topology, so just usually it's bad for the other finger, but here should be fine. Here shouldn't hurt too much. Yeah, so you can establish a logic here, right? Okay, let's give this one here, just this one. Take off, these are weird, confusing. Yeah, so establishing a pattern that should work. It's good to test too, but these are, yeah, I'm confident that should be fine. Really, this here is not necessary. It's maybe as an exaggeration. But it's... yeah, I don't have a bone here for the metatarsal. So... alright. Let's see the anomalies, if there's any. Okay, rogue waves here. No, this is okay. This is okay. Lot of rogue waves here. Okay, this part seems fine. Let's go for the back. I don't see rogue waves invading the other fingers from the bottom, so... okay, so this seems to be set. We don't... we can rely on this. And that will be for the finger. So it did all the waves, folks. We did all the waves. Ah, there's the thumb. The thumb is special. It's already working. Let's see if there's any improvement. Ah, this seems too much, but it's just some waves all around. It's smooth. It should be fine. But it's very chaotic. I should probably revise these waves. At some point. Yeah, this is very crude. We might have a lot of problems with this. Yeah, like there's too much influences, expansions. The metacarpal. Yeah, maybe it deserves some huger influence, like more stuff like this in the hand. Even. Yeah, it starts to get dangerous with the wrist. Yeah, it should have some very small influence here. Its positioning might be a bit inconsistent as well. Like if yeah, its pivot point is not actually very good. I can try to change this. I haven't seen that before, so here the mesh seems to be too too robust here. Proportional editing. You see, getting the base of the bone about this position here. Okay, maybe here we got a problem now. Yeah, so here there are a lot of weird stuff happening, right? So I have to think more about this in all aspects. This topology is kind of complicated, and we could have maybe a few more face loops here, but it's like we're not getting very smooth shapes here because of I don't know what. Okay, but in terms of the deforms, it seems to be no, we have a critical problem here to solve, but this will not be for the so not for now, folks. So basically we achieved the basal waves of this. I have to try to fix this. So I think I need a break here. I'll be back in maybe 15 minutes. Feel free to continue or not if you're watching, but I'll be back. I just need a break, and we're gonna do a pause for, let's see, and then I'm gonna bring back finally the spring bones, And then we're gonna try to bring this character, we make the test of the spring bones in gonna make the test of the spring bones in the VC face also. I'm gonna prepare this. First time we're gonna bring this thing, so it's gonna be finally something more close to VC face, and that will be interesting. So see you in a moment, folks. Well, don't know if anyone is there. Maybe I'll be able to return a bit sooner. Not right now, but I've got some things. I have to wait anyways. I'm boiling water for Mati, so we're gonna see what I can do here. Let's try to get ready. Okay, so one thing that could be useful here is that I'm gonna already export this as a and there are many problems here with the the mapping of the skeleton. Okay, let's do this. VRM tab. This is the spring bones we're gonna address. For some reason, okay, automatic assignment, no. So I don't know why it doesn't find the head. Apparently it requires the okay, so maybe I shouldn't have changed this after all. Yeah, this was a risk. Depth neck. No, it doesn't identify, right? So I'm having a problem here, probably my it goes crazy, right? So my mistake, folks. We can't do this renaming. I think I've just added some depth, so we're gonna get all back here and Control F2, so whichever bones which have depth we take off, and neck gonna change to neck. So at least I haven't changed this. It's still annoying in the list, but That will not work for VRM apparently. They need this specific. No, it's still. Okay, so maybe it's something else. Maybe we have a problem with the parenting. Is the first thing that I... Parent hand? No. All parent to hand. It's keep offset. Yeah, I haven't touched this thing. I haven't changed the names either. Or maybe I did. Okay, we can compare that. So, oh, maybe it's the physics bones. Yeah, but they got some crossed parenting offset. Not sure. So we're gonna add a VRM skeleton here. Let's gonna check. Thumb, distal, intermediate, proximal. So you see nothing that we... Nothing different. Index intermediate, index proximal, index distal. We didn't change anything. The parenting relation. Right, it's all correct. Well, there is one less finger, that's true, but this shouldn't cause all the rig havoc. This could be causing problem. Yeah, this is weird why they should be. Okay, let's make a test here. We're gonna unparent the helper bones. I don't remember having this issue, so also let's check the names again. Shoulder left, neck, head, chest, hips. Yeah, not I haven't changed anything there. Yeah, very mysterious. Okay, let's try again then. Okay, it reassigned, so it was the parenting apparently. Still got some weird stuff with... Okay. Ah, you see, the crossed parenting. How are we supposed to do that? Okay, this is fine. Ah, maybe I need to assign. Okay, save. Okay, like this is like VRM skeleton, right? Okay, we have this upper, the jaw I never used, upper chest I don't, it's something when you have a like an extra bone, then you put like, it's a continuation of the chest. So if your spine has two, this could actually be useful. Oh, I see one. I see. So we can use a trick here, but it will be... No, we cannot choose the system. We'd need to have the like if I make the problem is that this bone is connected there, so there is, yeah. Okay, but now if I parent, I think that won't cause any problem. Because it's a late parenting. I think it was, I tried to assign when those things were, so they consumed the slots. So that's what happened. These glitches, should they be part of this? So they don't have automation. Yeah. I don't know. So this could cause problems. So let's check now if okay, nothing, but if I assign here, it, okay, you see it doesn't overwrite, so this is working. Okay, so I'm gonna save here. We're gonna export VRM. We have some errors, more message warnings. Has a non-armature modifier and a shape key. Yeah, this is object modifiers. We don't care. This usually won't cause a problem. And triangulations, no. For both icons and body, okay. We're gonna call it Necromancer. Alright, now I gonna be back. I need a few more minutes, let's see. Oh, you were not seeing the... Sorry, you were not seeing the... So here I'm getting to VC face the character. She's here without any texture, right? And okay, let's okay, these things are default for my computer, so it's not related to the it's terrible, but it's okay. It's just for the test. We'll be able to add the spring bones, and at least for the ears. Yeah, the tail we can have it working if we, yeah, yeah. The problem is that I don't know how to move the avatar in. Okay, but so it's very simple, but no, actually it's not simple. There are many things that can go wild, complications, but okay, we see back face sculling. We need something about the mouth there. We need shaders, right? We're gonna get some of them soon enough. We get the materials that are specific. They come together with the materials come together with the special materials for VC face with the VRM format extension. So you'll see that your materials have, I never use too much, but you don't need to use them. Actually, we could already do something cheap here, right? It's granting this thing a special material. That would be actually a real material now. That will be an emission, but you cannot use the emission shader. You need to use a BSDF, principal BSDF with emission. So this will be eye cavity, yeah. Assign, we're gonna roughness here, it doesn't really matter. Assign, because you're gonna use the principal BSDF, so shading, it already has a principal BSDF, so you don't need even to map this to UV. We just want the emission to strength 1, and so this is now an emission, and now this is what it takes to use the material of. So you see that there will be some options here. Material batch tools, VRM material. So there are some instructions here, like connect the surface to a principal BSDF. So this is the base rule. If you want to connect this, at least one of the following conditions you must meet. So, or connect it to a M2 inversion. So this is a special material, I think, for VRM format. They have big stuff that I don't quite understand, the node system of that. I don't even try to understand. So it's a preset that works for the VRM stuff. And so these are probably some conventions, whatever. The cool stuff is that you can just base everything on principal BSDF, don't want to use the others, and that will work. So, for example, right now we need to re-export here with VRM. Then VC face is free. So here probably I need, I'm not sure, let's remove and add again. Refresh and start, and so you see how because I've deleted the eyes tracking with bones, the eyes are not tracking. But maybe we can do something here. Let's test, maybe we can already have something tracking, I'm not sure. They are not very reliable, people say, and I agree. So save, no, save the file. Or actually just export VRM here. And then from here we need to get avatar selections. Probably keeps running there and behind, so we're gonna refresh and select. Yeah, so not too bad actually, but you see there are some, yeah, but it's not, it's weird. The other is not great too, but for shape keys, but I don't seem to be able to look up. It doesn't understand quite well. Only if I have my head go down. Yeah, so there's something about the arms position. Sorry, arms angle. So it's like you need some feature to. So you can pose the arms in some way, but it's very tricky because there's the bones orientation. It'll mess up everything. So. Oops, I closed. So, anyways, be right back, folks. Yeah, less than 7 minutes actually, but I need to get ready some mate. Almost. Yeah. All right, folks. All right, finally. So I'm back. Sorry about these delays. Let's continue here. So this will be just a glimpse because there are many VRM spring bones to assign, but we're gonna start assigning them. Let's see if everything is right. Yeah, I think everything is right for the catching of the VC face software. So here we're gonna just add a highlight. So assigning spring physics bones to VRM format skeleton and testing them on VC face. Assigning spring physics bones to yeah, assigning yeah, assigning setting and assigning. Okay, so this is very important and a bit obscure because we cannot test them directly in Blender. So I'm gonna make a test with the ear bones, and so the way to do this in Blender, so of course the VRM format extension, you know that, which you install as an add-on, then you VRM, just to clear out things like this, and this, yeah, so they are done installed here. So I did this in order to make this an extension. It's free, it's inbuilt, and it's great. It's limited to some stuff, you need some Unity sometimes, but for what I'm doing is very basic. It's functional, it's cool, but it's not compared to what you can do with VRM, virtual reality modeling, if you use more advanced tools like Unity. At least is what I have understood. So here we got the tab. I have the character. We're gonna make for this into spring bones. Apparently you can test them directly in Blender with this version here. No, sorry. No, here. No, it's not this. It's okay. It's not this. Okay, where is it? Operator. Okay, this. But for this you need to unit it for exportation, so it doesn't work. It's not gonna work for me. I'm not using Unity. So spring bones. So I have the humanoid skeleton. Okay, no, don't want the eyes. Just testing. We're gonna compare them with the later with the shape keys, but the shape keys is better for the eyes tracking, to my experience, and many others have mentioned that. At least when it comes to this extension here in Blender. So, but probably it's something else where it's the problem of the bone tracking system outside of Blender. So here we got spring bones. I'm not gonna use collider groups. I don't never use them, and I don't have good experience with colliders in Blender, so I won't even see that without for the time being. So how do you do this? It's different than Wiggle 2 extension. We add this per group, so this will that creating here spring bone groups is just a group for multiple. So we can actually, it will work usually if we add the same settings for all these bones. Also Wiggle 2 add-on, there are many cases that is fine. So this is why we don't need to overcomplicate in the most case. I don't need to assign a group for this and then another group for this. So you can do that for specific bones, but it's time consuming and it's not. So this is more like, so I'm gonna get these ears. So we're gonna rename this. So this will be ears. So like physics here, just to. Okay, so this is the group of the bones, and I need to assign them. Okay, stiffness. So this is like stiff, how they will, their resistance to being pulled or pushed by the gravity and stuff. There, stiffness, right? So these ears, they would be quite stiff, not too much stiff, but let's get something like about here. I think should. I'm not sure the value. Drag force, this took me a while to figure out. I saw finally in a tutorial. Drag force is for Wiggle to a bone. It should be the damp. So it's how long the jiggle effect will take. Like the more dampening, the more drag force, the more they will tend to stabilize sooner. It will be friction, right? Not friction, but yeah, friction in terms of damp. So it will start to, is how fast it will stop jiggling. So for these ones we want something more intermediate, right? Gravity power, well, if they are led by gravity, just a little, I don't know. So this in here it is fine. The gravity orientation according to the world axis is negative Z world for Blender, right? But very low gravity power. I don't probably have this. They would probably be falling. So I'm not sure if we need gravity for this, but I think it's not a terrible idea to have just a slight bit of the force gravity. But it will mean that the character will lose the. As soon as the animation starts, the motion capture, the thing starts running, then there'll be always a constant gravity force pulling the ears down. So this could be annoying if it's too much, but if it's not, I think that is cool. That also means that it will force a little the physics to fall down. So no, sure, intuition, right? I think that should be good. And center bone, there's no description. I'm still not sure what this is about. We don't need this usually, and hit radius, this will be for the collider groups, I think, in relation to the bone group. So this will be but it's not over. We need to add the bones, and this can be a bit tricky. So there's a way to add them with this panel here. There are many ways to add them, but to batch the adding, you just select the bones that you want for the group. In my case will be these ones with select mirror extend. We want add selected as spring bone group, yeah, and yay, haha. So look, it's all set. I was doing in the beginning when I didn't know about the maybe they upgraded the outer upgrade, but I was doing like one by one. There's another technique that I just don't remember now, and there is this technique which is like the best, I think. So you get them in order, and the order doesn't really matter, I think. So, and here is the spring feature. So we're gonna now bring the exportation here. We're gonna need to hold on. Okay, we're gonna save the file, export as VRM, not VRM animation, just VRM and override here. Then we go to VC face. Sorry, this is how you drink Matty when. So here's the character, and but this is maybe it's not updating, so I'm gonna remove. I don't know how it really works, so I'm gonna just do this for safety. Start, and there we go. So now you have maybe a bit more dampening. That is the drag force, if the drag force does what it is meant to do. You see that it works, physics works, right? We could try for the other features, but you see this is a good example. That for the rest of the limbs we'll have a difficult trying out, because I don't know how to show the entire body. The tail, yeah, the tail can sometimes, depending on the motion, it can be nice. But for today, folks, I think this is sufficient. We are in a condition now that we are starting to get the character available in VC face to look and to make the test. So like you go back and forth in the VRM 0, right? Just in using Blender and VC face, right? So that works. So that in this case we cannot test them currently in Blender with this version of VRM 0.0, and then it's not the version of VRM, the extension, actually the add-on is the version of the VRM format, I think. And they are different. If you swap them, this just works if you need a Unity. So unfortunately, here we can test apparently the spring bones. There are some testing feature here. They will play in the timeline, but crazy. I don't know how they use that. It just played once for me. Don't have familiarity because I don't have even Unity installed. I cannot even use this thing for exporting, so it's not working. Something I'm missing, yeah, Unity. So the thing here is that we would have to make manipulations here. So for example, yeah, maybe a little more friction. Oh wait, this is generated spring bones. Oh, that's what I'm doing here. So maybe a little less stiffness and a bit more of drag of damp, right? Dampening. Gravity power I leave as it is, and that's it. And why? Don't know why there's these values here. No, it's just a slider, but it's either it's a Boolean thing actually. In the end, you can have zero. All right, and then then there's a collider that I don't know, would be interesting to test, but at some point, but not in the live stream. I don't have so I need to do more. Like for example, we have to add for the physics the breast, yeah, actually boobs, and then more specific, then we could, I think it's this one, right? No, so this one, it's here actually, assign wait, why okay, there's an empty field. Okay, apparently there is add, now disappears, so whatever. Okay, so for this we have maybe more. You are not real. What do you mean? Thanks anyways, Masters. So here we got stiffness, then yeah, there are, I've watched many tutorials and documentation about that, but it's sort of difficult to find straight away. You need some. Nowadays there are good tutorials, but like to find specific stuff, it takes time, right? Drag force. This is the dampening. Yeah, a lot of dampening here for this character. It's like melon things. Currently, melon remembers me. Melon, like the word for friend in Lord of the Rings. For some reason, melon is friend. Okay. Then stiffness. Yeah, so I think this, but it's going. I don't know. I got the wrong ones. Okay, this. Okay, I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna change here for. I don't know what's this. I've lost the ears. Okay, I've deleted. This is normal. This is how it classifies it. It starts to add. So let's do this again. We haven't lost the settings. We just lost. Okay, gravity and maybe gravity power here. Not sure. Let's try this. And then we get. Here we're gonna reassign. No. Alright, so actually this will add them as okay, unfortunately. So there's a way to automate this. Is basically you get this and I don't remember, there's a thing that you can automate. I just don't remember now how it would be, but I have the wrong names here. I don't know how this happened. Okay, so this will be Ctrl F2 bones. So whatever is 001 becomes 002. Whatever is 003 becomes 001. And yeah, okay. This is correct. Now, yeah, I don't want to lose the. So I was gonna. Yeah, this is very bad. If you have a long chains, it will take forever. If you have a lot of cloth rigging with spring bones, all that, it's. Yeah, I don't see any other option here, so. It's something that when you grab the base, then when you add a new one, it already brings the child, so, but it's not working here, or it's a different method. Or when you click to add, you have a bone, it will add, but it's not working. Yeah, so never mind. So better use this with all the selected at the same time. So okay, so this is ready. Then we have this. We will test, but this one we can test also. So we're gonna. Oh yeah, I forgot. We would need a cheekbone too. Just to experimental, right? Now let's leave. They are aligned with the respective. Let's just leave that. So here we're gonna. The idea here is that this bone. Yeah, I can try to snap here to the vertex. Or actually the edge. somewhere like here. Hold control, then here gonna snap to volume. Yeah, whatever, this could work. More like frontal. Yeah, so this is experimental. We're gonna Ctrl F2, find replace. Yeah, I've decided to stick more with this because let's make those tests, additional tests, which are closer to the head. So it will be easier to do. So gotta get find replace instead of upper arm. Cheek, and then also strip characters, digits, punctuation, and it will remain the left and right, but we'll take off the number. Okay, and also this we parent to the head, of course. And now we could add, yeah, already. Let's make this into spring bones. Let's see what that does. Could be. So we're gonna select both, then add as a physics cheeks. So stiffness, yeah, a lot of stiffness for this, and a lot of dampening here. I just want really to very subtle thing. Yeah, a little less because otherwise we might not be able to see what it does right in this test. So here don't want gravity power 0, so even despite this, and here they are already assigned. Now we're gonna just add this. Well, we're gonna use the same values for this one, so actually for all the limbs, right? So they keep adding, right? We're gonna call them, yeah, so limbs. So you see we can generalize, and there, and so stiffness, yeah, a little stiffness, not too much. Drag force, dampening, yeah, maybe about that. And the gravity power, let's get some. Really, I'm not sure. Let's try 1 here. No, yeah, let's try this. Okay, you see all 4 limbs, left and right, left. Okay, yeah, yeah, this is all here, and then the last one. Oh no, there's the tail. Okay, the tail, L, physics tail, stiffness. So not a lot of stiffness for this. We want it to move a lot. Drag force, dampening, yeah, maybe some dampening. Gravity power, yeah, 0.3 maybe. And bones, oh, we need to, it didn't assign the bones. Okay, let's do this then. Control C, Control V, no. Okay, physics tail, so stiffness. Alright, this is fine. Then finally this will not be able to see in the viz phase, I believe, but we're gonna create anyways. Add here, so physics gluteus, and then we get stiffness maybe about here, then dampening, depends on the character, right? Then gravity force, maybe, yeah, some very small. I don't know, not familiar. And then that's it, and that is all. So you can reorganize this. You see, there's the hair, right? We don't have hair, so this will be. We could make physics sets that work for everything, but we have time, we can build these things. Also, it's didactic, it's interesting to be playing with those things and see different effects. So what could be first? Yeah, like in which order we do this, like yeah, cheek, ears, boob, lower, limbs. No, let's leave the tail as the last. Gluteus before the limbs. Yeah, so here. Okay, this seems organized. Or maybe leave the tail as the first. No, let's leave like this. And so this is for spring bones. That will be for the most part this. Let's see how this contraption will occur. This will be sort of, okay, saving, export as VRM, override, because I always improve them, but good to have a backup, right? And now delete this. And let's see what we can get here. So I've made change to the ears. I don't see the cheeks. It's hard to see anything that is not. Yeah, so this is not a really good way to test this thing. In Unity, apparently you can get those things right. So I think maybe I can cheese this system here with the. I need a lip motion to device. I don't have this, but there is a thing here in the settings, general settings, that maybe it activates the physics. I don't know if this activates the physics for the limbs. I don't see anything there. You see that the tail disappeared? It means that the gravity is dragging it. Yeah, so there are some problems here. We can't make further tests here. I think the gravity of the tail is, so it's the last test we're gonna make here. Gonna change the tail. There's also something that you can change the rest pose, but this is very complicated because the rotation of the bones, they go completely crazy, because Blender use one system and VC Face of axis for the bones, and VC Face use unities, I think, and it's you rotate, it goes all crazy. So posing here, it's not. I think you need to change the entire rest position of the, and which is terrible. Unless you have exporting, saving as a copy, and that you can mess up this thing. That this will be very destructive, so I don't recommend. But it could be a way to get the. So yeah, what I mean is that we can export with a certain pose like this and still have it, but we're gonna make some adjustments here. Apparently here we got, yeah, rest pose, so current pose, I think. I'm not sure what could go wrong here, but I think that's like this instead of auto. Rest position or current pose. You don't need to keyframe, apparently. No, it's not this. We're gonna get the VRM. So for the tail maybe it works, but for the arms it's really complicated. The fingers start to bend in all weird orientations. It's nuts. So don't pose the arm unless you're ready. Unless you know something new, something better, unless you know better, or unless you know how to use these settings. But I've discovered that there's conflict between the axes. You can never get visually here what you'll get there, so it's very, very bad. Okay, so we're gonna change the physics here. The gravity we're gonna reduce, because yeah, just like this. Save, export, override, open here. Then we're gonna avatar selection, we're gonna remove this. Alright, we need to wait a little because sometimes the exportation takes time. Now it's fast. So we're gonna add avatar and select. You see the tail? There, you see. Gravity force is really strong. Aha! So you gotta be careful about gravity force. So you saw that the tail started. Maybe you saw it started. Yeah. So that's great. So you got some improvements here. So you gotta be very careful about the gravity force. You see the 0. This for the ears. Let's even reduce this a little more, because I'm very suspicious. Boobs, maybe I didn't see this, but this should be a problem too. So let's reduce. Let's reduce this too. Limbs, and this could be dangerous too. Let's do this. And tails, yeah, already reduced, and it seemed to be working fine. Yeah. Let's see that the tail didn't remain there, so. But that's okay. It kept moving, and we saw how it was bending, right? And that was interesting, right? Alright folks, so we're gonna make a last test, but it's barely, it will be, essentially it will be the same thing, right? After you have these things, it's very easy to make tests with what is actually testable, right? So it doesn't take too much time to do this. And we have this freaking eyes, no, not eyes, arms angle. Maybe the tail is too stiff now, you see it's not bending. I don't see the limbs or the boobs or the cheeks doing anything, so maybe we need to do other adjustments to that. But otherwise, let's see. Let's compare. Drag force, maybe it's too much dampening, too much stiffness. This anyways we can't see here, unfortunately. Limbs, let's reduce everything here. No, so why it is. Okay, now I'm confused about the tail, but maybe it's this rest pose. Yeah, I'm gonna reset this and hope that we can still get something. So we're gonna export. So the last attempt here, folks. Remove. However, if we move this, we can get some. No, we can't. There is some way to augment the size. Okay, I see. I think I start to see some breast physics, but not the limbs physics. and the tail is not there, so probably need that pose indeed. And reset position. Yeah, so and let's check the arms. Not sure that this runs physics, right? So I think it's running. I see in the lower arm some weird thing, but it should be just the... I think I see some wobbling there. It's very, very subtle. Yeah, you see there is... Apparently there is... Okay, so this seems to activate, but it's in this case it's very hard to... It's very hard to to make these visualizations, and so this is a... So I maybe you need Unity to really know what you're doing. So it's not the same with Wiggle to add-on that works directly. It's for Blender, right? Spring Bones is for outside of Blender. So folks, that was it for today, Saturday. So I will see if that comes to the stage during this time. Leave your opinion if you have any about this. Probably I should make it start later, or yeah, possibly. But I'll keep doing Saturdays, but not Sundays, unless I bring some special content that is not related to the what I would be doing otherwise. So thanks for watching, folks. Thanks, Master Smith, for your presence and participation. Glad to have you around. And for today, that's all. There's a lot of improvements here, and the next thing would be, yeah, Spring Bounce is done, right? Unless for the hair. So you need to do... Because we can't even test, right? So this is... So it's just the hair missing here. What is this? Oh yeah, we fixed that. Okay. So rigging, then... Oh yeah, now we go for the... Now what we need to do is to address the not today, but it will go straight for the shape keys. Yeah, so I really gonna try to improve her aspect here, the mesh, the thing in the weekend. And so then Monday, when I bring this back, we'll start with the shape keys, the facial expressions, and we also start with here maybe some all sorts of things that will give more personality, right, to the character. So thanks for watching, folks. See ya soon, and have a nice weekend. Good luck on your projects. Happy blendering. Now I need to go. Yeah. See ya, folks.